How's it going, everyone? I am back with another video. This is going to be my Super Bowl 60 review takeaways. Also, my Patriots takeaway video. Obviously, only one game left, so I'll combine the two topics into one. Coming 2 weeks after the Super Bowl. Apologies for it being late. Been pretty busy lately, and obviously, it was very painful, the result of the game. So I was trying to kind of drown out the football noise for like a week, honestly. Um, Obviously painful. Um, yeah, painful, painful, painful. Of course, it's fun to make the Super Bowl, but when you don't win it, it sucks. And being a Patriots fan, I've been fortunate enough to have my team make a bunch of Super Bowls. Thankfully, we've won most of them. Well, at least the ones that I've been able to see. Obviously, the ones the Bears won and the Packers won in the 80s and 90s. There, obviously, those didn't work out for us, but the rest of them, thankfully, I've been able to witness. Well, not the first Rams one. I was not even alive for that one actually, but been able to witness most of them that we've been to. Thankfully, we've won the majority that I've watched, so that's always good. And I know it's obviously the Bucks, but I'm a big Brady guy, so it's like half a Super Bowl for me when the Bucks beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs straight up not even making the playoffs is like a Super Bowl in itself, so that's always good. Big takeaway for me is as a Patriots fan, yes, obviously it's painful, but out of all the Super Bowl losses, this is probably the least painful because, and again, I'm not really including the Bears and the Packers Super Bowls in this discussion here. But with Brady and Bill, we were expected to win all the Super Bowls that we were in. And, it got to a point where it was pretty much Super Bowl or bust for Brady and Bill, the Brady and Bill led Patriots. Obviously, this season, I expected us to win the game. My score prediction videos, I went over. I felt pretty good about our odds. Obviously, did not pan out. We did not play well at all. Well, defense played well. I'll talk about that in a bit here. But I expected us to win the game. But overall, and from the start of the season, no one had us making the Super Bowl. And you can talk about the easy schedule, but everyone knew our schedule in advance before the year, and no one predicted us to go 14-3 and make a Super Bowl run. And the narrative changed as we started to win. That's my whole thing with the schedule. Uh, Honestly, the offseason narratives that were frauds, Drake May sucks, stuff like that is going to be more difficult to deal with than the actual Super Bowl loss. My point is, this is the least painful Super Bowl loss because no one expected us to be here, not even me. And I thought I was very optimistic, maybe too optimistic with my preseason prediction, picking us to go 11-6 and make the wild card round and lose to the Bills, who I had as the 2 seed. Thought maybe that's too optimistic, and they even overexceeded my expectations. No one had us going this far. We weren't supposed to be here. Hell of a season, year one of a new regime. This result should not take away from the season we had. And again, I was confident in the fact that we were going to win. I felt better and better as the 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl progressed. And yeah, just did not pan out. But the narratives are just going to be very difficult to deal with. And as bad as this game was for us, there were so many opportunities we missed. Just off the top of my head here, literally our first drive, we get 2 first downs, good rhythm, hold Seattle to a field goal on their first drive to start, and then the sack happens. Obviously, that was a big issue. The line and the sacks that Seattle got on us, that was probably the biggest issue this game for us. And literally, Darnold's first pass of the game was this close to being picked off and housed by Marcus Jones. That could have changed the whole game. Marcus Jones gets a pick six there. Could have changed the entire game. We're up 7-0. Darnold's first pass attempt. Darnold's going to be thinking, all right, first pass attempt just got housed. Like, we had to have been in his head if that was the case, you would think. Didn't happen, though. There was a third, and I believe it was 4 in the second half, slant. Is it to Booty or Diggs? One of the two. Might have been to Booty, I think. Right off his hands. Hunter Henry on a play action, May back shouldered it, almost had it, should have had it, would have got us to around midfield. This is early in the game. I think it was 3-0. It may have been 6-0, but I think it was 3-0. Our second drive, May, first play of the drive, steps up, hits booty for a big game. We're at like the 42 or 43 of Seattle. And then sack again. Takes that drive, pretty much kills it. And even at the end of the game, when we're down 19-0, the touchdown happened. I'm like, all right, well, we got to get the ball back quickly here, turnover, something. Get the ball back. And then Marcus Jones, obviously excellent returner. He just let the ball bounce instead of fair catching. The ball's at the 4. And we still push the ball up to around midfield. There's around 8 minutes left at this point. I'm like, all right, if we can somehow score here, all the pressure's going to be back on Seattle. They're going to think we're just up 19-0. The blink of an eye. It's now 19-14. So we make the extra point. All the pressure's on them. Darnold's going to have pressure on him. And then May, I don't know what the hell happened. It was a miscommunication through the pick. And even after that, when the pick happened, I'm like, all right, we're probably cooked. This is probably game over. We still held them to a field goal, and there's 5.5 minutes left. It's a 15-point game. I'm like, all right, obviously we're probably cooked, but it's a 2-possession game. We can somehow score. I don't know if we're able to have gone for 2 or kick the extra point. That's the age-old argument. You go for 2 or kick the extra point. I would kick the extra point. So if you don't get it, it's just demoralizing. You need 2 possessions. Just demoralizing. It's a 1-possession game. If you kick the extra point, make it. That's what I would have done, but obviously didn't happen in this specific game. That debate doesn't matter. In this specific instance, we pushed the ball again to around midfield, and then they called it a pick six, but it looked like more of a fumble. And then once Seattle returned that for a touchdown, obviously I knew the game was over. I'm just like, hopefully we can just score a touchdown, make it more respectable. And that's what we did. Then we went for 2 after. Brutal play. Hunter Henry got smacked on the play. That was a brutal collision. Then Seattle obviously just conservative, trying to run the clock out. Got the ball back, got some garbage time yardage. And clock just ran out and Seattle won. So, yeah. I guess just in general, well, of course, give Seattle credit. Their defense played one of the best games of all time in the Super Bowl. That was a ridiculously impressive performance. I talked about how I think May's going to have his best game of the playoffs. I think he's going to have a good amount of time in the pocket, and that did not happen. I don't think May played as bad as most people are saying he did. Yes, he got a lot of. Actually, he set a Super Bowl record for the most passing yards in the fourth quarter. You can argue a bunch of them came in garbage time or borderline garbage time, but still set the records. I guess that's impressive in itself. But Seattle probably prevent defense. You can argue at that point in the game, but still set the record. But I don't think he played as bad. I think it was just the offense in general. Just, again, Seattle just clamped us. Nothing was open. The run game wasn't getting open. They were getting pressure immediately. The line, it was a disaster. Campbell, obviously a disaster of a game. A lot of attention on him. Wilson, our other rookie lineman, rough game. Just the whole line had a bad game. Josh McDaniels, play calling. I don't think he called very good game. An example off the top of my head, Henderson, what is he great at? Outside runs. We ran 1 outside run with Henderson, I believe, this game. And it went for 8 yards, I believe. A little outside sweep play, and it went 8 yards. So why is Josh McDaniels not calling that more for Henderson? I don't know. Josh McDaniels loves to call screen passes, crossers, things like that. Good ways to beat the blitz, counter the blitz. What did Seattle do? They blitzed a good amount this game. And Josh McDaniels didn't call crossers or screens or anything like that to beat it. So some questionable play calling there for McDaniels. We're throwing the ball on 3rd and 1 or second drive in the half instead of just trying to power up the middle with Stevenson, something like that. Throwing it. The play was there. Douglas was open. Another missed opportunity. Talking about missed opportunities for the Patriots earlier. Douglas was there. May short-balled it a little bit. Incomplete. We had to punt. So missed opportunities. McDaniels not calling a great game. The protection, Seattle's defense playing phenomenal. They were just getting a pass rush with 4 players, and they're disguising their blitzes, things like that. They played a phenomenal game. Give credit to Mike McDonald. Give credit to Seattle's defense. They played a hell of a game. Offensively, Seattle, they did what they needed to do. Darnold played okay. I believe he had like a 70, excuse me here. I believe Darnold had like a 70 something passer rating. I would say that's, and again, stats, you got to take them into context, but at face value, I would say, all right, that's probably a good number to grade Darnold in this game. I don't think Darnold played phenomenal, but he did what he needed to do. He made some tight throws. He also had a good stretch in this game where he had a bunch of incompletions in a row, had some misses. JSN, when it was 3-0, he missed him. Could have gone up 10-0, would have been a like 80 something yard touchdown, I think. They were backed up at like their own 10-yard line, somewhere around there. Uh, so Darnold had some good, had some bad in this game. Obviously good for the most part. Didn't turn it over. I thought he would. I thought we were going to force him to turn it over. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we were this close. And Darnold's literally his first three passes nearly got picked, especially the first one. Almost got House and Marcus Jones. Marcus Jones again was trying to almost got the ball on the Cooper Kupp play. Darnold's second pass of the game, which by the way was definitely an incompletion. We didn't challenge it, so that was on us. Seattle hurried up to the line, so credit for them for that. And then another pass by actually not his first three passes, but the third down pass by Darnold, that was kind of close to getting picked. We were jumping the routes. So I think, honestly, our game plan was defensively, we're going to play a bit aggressive. We're going to assume Darnold's going to give us one because we're going to have a tough time scoring against the Seattle offense. So defense, you're going to need to help us out. Play aggressive. Yes, it's risky, but play aggressive. Try to get us the ball, I think was the defensive game plan. For us in this game, so yeah, Darnold I thought played okay. Kenneth Walker played great. He won Super Bowl MVP, deservedly so. I thought we'd be able to not shut down, but limit the run game. We did for decent portions of the game, but Kenneth Walker had a couple big runs. He had a big run late, touchdown run, but it got overturned from. It was the correct call, but a holding call. Kenneth Walker played great. Give credit to him. Actually, something Darnold did, yeah, 74 passer rating. I would say that's about fair for Darnold this game. Stats sometimes can be misleading, but I would say that's fair in that regard. Something Darnold did really well that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, at least the basic stat sheet. Maybe it shows up on the advanced stat sheet. He avoided sacks very well. That JSN play I mentioned, where he missed JSN open to go up 10-0. If JSN catches the ball, if Darnold throws it a bit better, a bit more accurately, he avoided a sack there. He avoided a bunch of different sacks by us, some free blitzers. He avoided them. We only got one sack on Darnold the whole game, I believe. It was Milton Williams. Got pressure on him. It was 12-0. Milton Williams got the sack. So that's something Darnold did good there. Again, Kenneth Walker went off. Cooper Kupp had a solid game. Barner had a solid game. He got the only touchdown of the only offensive touchdown of the game for Seattle. They got a defensive score. Shaheed only had two catches. That was a nice throw by Darnold under pressure to Shaheed, one of them. JSN, quiet game. Gonzo really played well against him in coverage. George Holani, he only had one catch, but it was a big one. It was 6-0 at the time. It was like 2nd and 7 and should have had like a very minimal gain, like a 2-yard gain. He broke out of it, made a couple tackles, made some moves, and got it to 3rd and short. So that was a big catch, even though it was only one catch. Yeah, defensively, Seattle's whole defense just played fantastic. Give credit to all of them. Mike McDonald, hell of a game plan. Give credit to them. Jason Myers set the Super Bowl record for the most points scored by a kicker. So give credit to him. He played great. Michael Dixon, 335 yards worth of punting. My God, he had a couple good punts. Pinned us inside the 23 times. Again, you go to the stats here. May with a 79 passer rating. That got tanked because of the pick six, but again, it was more of a fumble. May had a fumble earlier in the game that resulted in a turnover. 6 sacks. Just as I mentioned, Seattle, the pressure was absolutely insane. Just a standard 4-man pass rush for a bunch of them too. But May, the offense basically did very little the whole game outside of the fourth quarter. But I thought May played a bit better than some people are slandering him for. Did he play great? No. But and again, Seattle, you can argue maybe they took their foot off the gas, were in prevent a bit, but he played pretty solid in the fourth quarter. The pick six, that was just an unfortunate play. I mean, Drake May was our leading rusher too. He did a couple nice rushes. Our first drive, he did a nice rush after the sack. Had a nice rush when we were sort of getting momentum after the touchdown to Matt Collins, and made a scramble. That was a nice play. Besides that, we had nothing in the run game. To mention Henderson, again, I don't know why we didn't use him on the outside. That's where he thrives. The one time we did, it was an outside sweep. We got 8 yards out of it, I believe. Didn't use him. Don't know why. Matt Collins, he had 2 big catches. Uh, I mean, he was our leading receiver. He played a good game. The pass to Hollins in the middle was ridiculous, and the touchdown throw was ridiculous. I don't know where the hell that was the whole game, but Matt Collins played well. Glad he just got his incentive, even though he didn't earn the well, not earn, even though he didn't qualify for it technically. The teams, he came a bit short. Team still gave it to him, so that's good on our part. Matt Collins certainly deserved it. Excuse me here. God, I've been this freaking cough forever. Pop Douglas, 5 for 45. One of them was in garbage time. Had a big third down catch that gave our punter a bit more breathing room. So that was good. Stevenson, our third leading receiver, that's not ideal usually when you're running back. Your top 3 in receiving for a game. Although he had a second down catch that was second down catch when we were backed up on the goal line when it was 19-7, starting to get momentum. That got his first down, tried to hurdle the DB there. Diggs, really quiet game. Had a nice catch to set up the touchdown, our second touchdown, but that was in garbage time. Hunter Henry, 3 for 30. 3 for 31. Not great, but Hunter Henry sometimes has these types of stat lines. Missed that play action play over the middle early on. That hurt. Henderson, most of that came on literally the last play of the game, garbage time. Booty only had 1 catch. It was for 21 yards when you were moving. Well, the first play, second drive, that was that catch there. Hooper missed him for a big game when it was 19-7, but we ended up pushing the ball downfield a bit. Then Kyle Williams only caught 1 ball. Bryce Barron, he played a hell of a game. He punted the shit out of the ball. He did a great game for us, had a great performance. Borregales, he only kicked 1 extra point. Then kickoffs, obviously. Going to the team stats here. Again, I mean, I'm honestly looking at these for the first time. Yards per play, that's surprising that we had 0.2 more yards per play. Seattle killed us with rushing yards. Passing yards, we had more, but obviously we're down big late. We're going to pass it a bunch. Seattle kind of had a conservative game plan when they offensively, you can say, especially when they got into field goal range. They basically were just banking on getting the field goal and just having faith in their defense. Obviously, it worked out for them. Honestly, these are closer than I thought. Seattle only 4 more total yards. We had more passing yards. They had more rush yards. We had more yards per play. Only 2 more first downs. Neither team great on third down. Neither team went for it on fourth down. Close in total plays. Sacks allowed. Again, that was a major difference in the game. 7 to 8 punts. Penalties. Very clean game by both teams. And you only went the whole first half without a penalty. So the clean game for both teams, that's good to see. Although Seattle definitely should have had a penalty on Diggs. Got hit out of bounds late. That should have been a penalty. They nearly had an offsides too. That would have given us a first down when we punted on, I believe it was our first drive out of the second half. I think they actually got it correct, but it was very, very close. We'll take an offside to the naked eye. Time possession, Seattle won that by about 6 minutes to be around there. Same amount of tackles. Seattle 5-5 for field goals. Their 1 touchdown, nice play action design on the play to AJ Barner. So honestly, the stats a bit closer than I thought. But yeah, I had faith the whole game. Even though it was 9-0 halftime, yes, of course, I was bit demoralized because it was 9-0. At the same time, like, it's 9-0. Momentum can flip just like that in the blink of an eye. We get the ball coming out of the half. Let's put together at least a field goal drive, make it a one possession game, get momentum, and we'll be okay. Couldn't do it. Our defense played great in this game. Yes, they allowed 29 points. They really only allowed 22. 7 of them came from the pick six, and then the extra point, obviously. Defense, Chris Collinsworth, when they got the touchdown to Barner, did a good job describing it. He said the dam can only hold on so long, then it's going to break. Just kept giving Seattle the ball back. Defense kept holding them to punts and field goals. Defense played phenomenal the whole game, just could only hold on for so long. Some, not directly from this game, but some good news. Well, Terrell Williams, we knew he was back. He was helping us prepare and travel with us to the Super Bowl. We promoted him to a higher role, and Zach Core is now the official defensive coordinator for us. So I'm very happy we took the interim title off Zach Core. He more than deserved it. Had a hell of a year calling plays, and that he was thrown in on the spot week 2 with no prior play calling experience, and now he's a whole offseason to prepare. And we saw what he did in the playoffs. Defense borderline carried us in the playoffs to the Super Bowl, carried us in this game. The defense certainly played well enough to win the Super Bowl. Feel bad for them. The offense was basically inept this game. And again, give Seattle's defense credit for that. But sorry, I'm getting a million notifications on my Apple Watch here. But happy we promoted Zach Core. He deserved it. Very smart X's and O's guys, and with how well he did calling the plays on the spot, being thrown in with no prior play calling experience, he's only going to get better as time goes on, and with the whole offseason to prep. What else from this game? Yeah, obviously a disappointing performance, but I had faith the whole game. Even when we were down when we were down 19-0, we got that touchdown, as I mentioned, and then we forced the punt, and we were at midfield. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, we really might come back. I started to get hope, and then, again, that pick kind of deflated me, and then the pick six, obviously, I knew it was over after that. But yeah, early on, that play to Booty, I'm like, all right, almost field goal range. Hope we can get at least field goal, tie it. First drive was decent. Then after that, just no offense for us in the first half. The play action play to Hunter Henry. I had faith the whole time with how well our defense is playing. I'm like, offense is going to figure it out. They really didn't till it was too late. Give Seattle credit. They deserved it. They were overall the better team. Certainly showed that here. I felt good with our odds here, but came up short. Sucks. But again, my biggest takeaway as a Patriots fan, yes, it hurts, but this, at least to me, is the least painful Super Bowl loss because I and no one expected us to get here. And even though I expected us to win the game going into it, again, no one expected us to get here. Year 1 of a new regime. We are far ahead of schedule. We get a bright future, get some money to spend. I don't think we're going to go crazy with free agency like we did this past year. I think it's going to be a good amount of re-signs and kind of just some depth, like just kind of solid, but no like superstar player. I don't think we'll get A.J. Brown, but who the hell knows? We'll have to see. I don't know what we're going to do with Diggs. I'd like to have him back, but he's going to be expensive with his contract. We're going to have to see how his legal situation pans out. Maybe that'll just answer the question itself for us. But yeah, again, should be the least painful Super Bowl loss because no one expected us to be here. Year 1 of a new regime, 14-3 in the Super Bowl. Drake May nearly won MVP. Defense played great all year. Offense great all year. We're returning a bunch of guys. I would say we had a good chance to re-sign a bunch of our key guys too. Hopefully we can re-sign Chase on. We're just going to keep building on it, is my point here. We're far ahead of schedule, made it to the Super Bowl in year 1 of a new regime. No one expected us to. Got some money, young team. We're just going to keep building. We're just going to get better. Hopefully, I think, honestly, for years to come, we'll be similar to the Brady and Bill days. We'll be one of the better teams in the league. And we're going to get the primetime games. We'll be a good free agent destination. It's going to be fun after the couple years of mediocrity with Mac Jones and company in the past 2 years, the disaster, back-to-back 4-win seasons. But we are back in business. I'm trying not to let this result sour the rest of the season, what we accomplished. Yes, it's hard, but I'm trying not to let it sour the rest of the season that we had, what we accomplished. Um, Something else I was going to say. I'm blanking on at the moment here. What the hell was I going to say? I'm blanking on it. But yeah, give Seattle credit. This is going to be a long off season. Every off season's feels like an eternity, but especially coming off a Super Bowl loss. We're gonna have a Super Bowl hangover. I don't know. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. Dying here. We do have a brutal schedule next year, at least on paper. So all the easy schedule narrative that should be debunked next year. My good friend Nate, another diehard Patriots fan. Shout out Nate if you're watching this video. Sorry, I'm still dying here. Jesus Christ. He had a good not analogy, but he had a good way of phrasing it that he thinks will be a better team next year with a worse record because of the schedule. That it looks like it's going to be brutal. So yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens. Definitely have some off-season content planned. May do some similar stuff to last year I did in the off season, like tiers based off like team tiers, quarterback rankings, things like that. I didn't post much. I didn't post like at all for like 2 months. Hopefully, I'll be able to do that. Post a bit more than I did last off season. Definitely have some off season content videos planned. Some ideas I'm floating around in my head, but. As far as this video and as far as the season, thank you guys. This has been year 2 for me running this channel. So thank you guys for taking this ride with me. Hopefully you enjoyed all my content. You're Patriots fans. Hopefully we could this brings some light to the painful loss this was. Hopefully again you all enjoy the content, especially Patriots fans. Obviously as a Patriots fan, I've been bowling for us all year. Talk about that in all my videos. So thank you guys for joining me for this ride. I appreciate all the support. Year 2, can't believe these 2 years have flown by. I've done this channel. Thank you guys for all the support. Keep actually I'm thinking of doing a Celtics video now. I was gonna do like a halfway point, but I guess we're approaching 50 plus games we played. So maybe I'll do a couple NBA videos. Certainly as the playoffs near. We get April, so about 2 months from now, roughly the playoffs start. I'll do some NBA content, but definitely stay tuned for NFL offseason content. Probably do some specific Patriot content too. But as far as this video, I will wrap it up here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you for tuning in. Take it easy. And as always, go Pats.